Christmas with People in Motorsport. Number 1, Valtteri and Emilia Bottas in Finland.
Emilia, come look out of the window with me.
Why, Valtteri? Oh, wow! It is not snowing.
Yes, it is a Finnish Christmas miracle.
Valtteri, do you know what I'm getting you for Christmas?
Is it nothing?
Yes, Valtteri.
Just what I wanted. Do you know what I have got for you?
Is it something extremely minimalist?
For sure.
Is it nothing?
Yes, it is nothing.
It's a perfect Finnish Christmas.
Uh-oh.
Merry Christmas!
Oh dear, Kimmy Claus is here.
Leave me alone, I what I'm doing.
Hello and welcome to the festive edition of Gareth Jones on Speed. He's Zog.
Hello.
He's Richard.
Hello.
I'm Gareth and I'm not really ready for Christmas at the point of recording this programme. Are you in control of your Christmas, Zog?
As in control as I ever am, I guess.
So not at all.
It's approaching. I can't stop it. There we go. That's Christmas.
People say that. I can't do anything about it. We're going to have to happen.
December 25th, it's happening. Whatever I do, it's just going to happen.
Richard, you must be gasping to stop work. You've been working on, what do they call it? Is it called the Grand Gear or is it called the Top Tour? I can never remember.
That, I forget. Yeah, been busy, quite busy, doing the studio bits and various other things to launch the show. So, yeah, I can't wait for Christmas because I can have some time off and sit in an armchair.
And you can actually watch the show you've been producing.
Oh, God, no, I've seen them so many times. I don't think I can bear to watch them again because I have to watch them over and over for various reasons. I have this job, one of the things I do is Amazon TV, Fire TV, whatever they call it. You can bring up trivia on the screen, little nuggets of stuff. If you're watching a movie...
And you can't always get rid of them as easily as you would like, I've found.
Really? I don't know, because the thing is, again, I don't really bother. What I love is you can pause it and it tells you, if you're watching a movie, who the actors are on screen at any given point, which is great.
It is.
Because if you're sitting there, I was sitting there with my wife, she'll be going, what was she in? I'll go, I don't know, but wait a minute. And then remember you're watching something on Netflix, they don't have that functionality. Get with it, Netflix.
What people don't realise is that function has now been built into Gareth Jones on Speed. For instance, right, as you're listening to this on your headphones now, try this yourself at home. Just say, pause, and then ask a question. For instance, where does Richard come from? Go on, try it.
Richard Veronica Porter is from Wilmslow in Cheshire.
Isn't that amazing? You can do that. Try it for Zog as well. Go on, ask, where's Zog from?
Paul Stuttgart Zogierson is from 29 minutes into the future.
There you go. See, amazing, isn't it?
That's pretty neat. It's really quite...
Well, who knew?
That's almost plausible.
Hey, I was on a trip. I've been recording a Gareth Jones on Speed, which will appear shortly, that involved some terrible fortune. And it made me think, right, what I really need for Christmas, which would save me from being in this situation once again. What was happening is I was driving up to Shropshire in the Soren. The temperatures were so cold that the washers in my car froze. I was blind on the motorway. It was terrible. I had to pull over.
Yeah.
It was really scary. And I figured what I most want for Christmas is actually a new air conditioning compressor to make the heating in my car work so much better that perhaps it wouldn't have frozen up. Now, I may have mentioned this to Violet, but whether she can find the exact right pump.
How is an air conditioning compressor going to help the spray nozzles on your windscreen washers, though? This is my question.
It's the heat from the engine bay that stops the nozzles from freezing, yes?
Okay.
Yeah?
I guess, although some nozzles are heated.
Oh,
you do actually get some...
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But the interior of my car gets a bit moist. I can't extract the moisture from it, and I'm always having to wipe the inside,
Yep.
So having the air conditioning would solve that.
Okay.
Yeah, I know they're not directly connected, but it would make my life an awful lot better.
Yeah. Not connected at all, just because...
Correct, yes. Not even indirectly connected, I'll give you that. But it would make me happy for Christmas.
It would be nice.
And that's the point of this part of this conversation,
Agree.
that I would be happy. And that's the secret of Christmas presents. Richard, Christmas presents, you sorted?
Well, I've caught tuberculosis, so I hope to meet Nigel Havers. Sorry,
Hey?
I thought it was a game of saying unconnected things.
Yeah, I was just trying to work out, why does Richard have such a grudge against Nigel Havers?
No, I don't.
He wants to
clarify,
give him
I don't
tuberculosis,
want to give
and
Nigel
B,
Havers
he's prepared to catch tuberculosis just in order to give it to Nigel. That was really
commitment.
foxing me.
Well, it's a hell of an anecdote. So you know how it's in all the papers that Nigel Havers has got TB? You'll never guess why.
You never have.
Yeah, I threw a badger at him.
There's a story there.
You got a Christmas
So,
present you
Christmas
want
present,
then?
Christmas
You've been
present.
shopping?
No, I haven't. There's nothing I want particularly. Someone said to me ages ago that it's a sign of getting old that everything you want costs at least £300, and it's sort of I do find that's the case.
Well, I
What
can't
do
buy a
need?
Lancia Integrale for £300.
No,
That's
well, I think it's
crazy.
£300 and upwards.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And
there you
upwards
go.
into the, I mean, if you're offering to get me a Bugatti Chiron, I'm not going to say no. But I have got something that's a sort of Christmas present coming over the Christmas period, but then I have to give it back again because
Christmas loan rather than Christmas
yeah,
present.
so
really,
it's
isn't it?
just a
Crown
sort of
jewels?
Yeah, no, it's the baby Jesus.
Oh, you've got him.
But so no,
Three kids to look after Christmas, that's tough.
Yeah.
One
particularly one of the Son of God.
Yeah,
I mean,
King of Kings.
You'll never hear the end of it if you screw
If
that
you
up.
don't get the sausages and turkey right on Christmas Day, you'll never hear the end of it. Then.
well, not the sausages because I think technically the baby Jesus is Jewish.
Oh, yes, of course, yes.
yeah.
These would be
Look at me paying attention in Sunday school. all
unleavened
those years ago.
sausages, these would be, I think, they call
Yes,
them. Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
right? Yes.
Kosher. Actually, we have chicken sausages now because they're better for you.
Yeah.
And terrible, I assume.
No, they're all right.
believe-
Separate conversations.
I don't
But I'll
okay,
tell you
another
afterwards.
conversation. We'll pick this up another time. But I don't believe
That's
it.
for Gareth Jones on Meat, which is a different podcast now available from the iTunes store. Very short.
Yeah, long story short, anyway, I've been writing a few car reviews for a newspaper, and one of the ones that I'm going to review for them in the future is the new Porsche 911T, which is this new sort of purist's entry-level model. It's the basic Carrera, but then lighter glass, a shorter final drive ratio, and a shorter gear lever itself.
Saves
Both
a bit of
aimed at
weight.
making it feel, snappier. No, the weight saving
I know,
is minimal. I mean, it's sort of, just don't eat so many
Do you need-
mince pies and have a big poo, and you
Do you need
basically
longer
saved the weight.
arms then?
Well, I have got big monkey arms, so it doesn't really matter there. In fact, I'm looking forward to it, the shorter gear lever. And it's got a few other things about it. I think it comes with the adaptive sport suspension standard, which you can't normally have on a basic Carrera. But it's mainly meant to be this sort of stripped-ish. Like, you can have it with no back seats and no stereo, which, of course, particularly the stereo, don't
Do you
kid
need a
yourself.
passenger seat even? Come
Well,
on.
there's a good point. I mean, if you're that obsessed with weight saving in a car, you probably don't have any friends. So why not just get rid of that? But
On the roof, forget it.
well, the roof, and I mean, let's be honest. Most of the time, you don't need four wheels. But anyway, so I'm borrowing one of those over Christmas because it just so happened that they've got a couple coming into the country fresh from the press launch, and they're German left-hand drive ones. But they said, hey, they're going begging, you can have one. TV's Richard Hammond is having the other one as well. So there's a bit of a lockout there on people called Richard knobbing around at Christmas in this car. But I have a feeling I'm going to really fall for it. I think
You
it's-
love a Porsche.
I do love a Porsche, but also
you
I
know-
just like the ethos of it, even though it's
Absolutely.
slightly more expensive than a basic Carrera, and it does feel like it's doing that classic Porsche thing of charging a bit more for a bit less.
Yeah, there is a pattern in this. You strip out the unnecessary equipment to do your club sport version and you charge more for it.
Yeah, exactly. More power to them. They're an extremely profitable company now as a result, considering they almost carked it in the 80s from being unprofitable and all in a bit of a mess. Well, fair play to them. They're doing well. And they're making things that people want. And I sort of find myself looking at the spec of this car and going, I know it's tiny, tiny change. And it's been, I think, in Porsche circles, a debate. Some people think it's just a horse wash and they're just trying it on. Other people go, well, this is, the 911 they should be making back to first principles. Just keep it pure, keep it simple.
So on the gear stick,
Yeah.
you etch into the surface of the gear stick where the gears are, and you've got, 23 gears on this car
It's,
now?
yeah, they've got 27 now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Porsche etched it just a little bit deeper, weight saving,
Yeah,
a little bit deeper,
Yeah, that's a good point.
thinking.
and took the cost
But hang
up
on a
even
minute.
further.
I was reading the spec sheet for this car yesterday, and in fact, the gear pattern is then coloured in red. It's another sort of unique
But it's
feature of this
lightweight
car.
paint.
Is it?
It's a lighter paint.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad they've thought of that. It's just a gentle mist of paint.
Yeah.
So
White
anyway,
birds are
what I want for
9%
Christmas
lighter.
is something I'm getting for Christmas, but then I have to give it back again after Christmas. So boo hiss. Poor me. Boo hoo.
Hey,
Yes.
Still
enjoy.
get a car to play
Enjoy.
with, so it's nice.
Zoggo, Christmas desires, what do you want?
I realise that actually, I think what I want is a working demister on my rear window.
Oh, hey.
'Cause I've just been.
There's a
I've been-
theme here.
Oh, yeah.
There is a
there
little,
is.
a bit of winter. So actually, not that dissimilar to your request.
Yeah.
But I've been doing a little bit of electrical tinkering in the last few weeks, adding to my 30-year-old classic German sports car. It now has a dash cam and a reversing camera and a nice Sony double DIN unit height touchscreen
Yeah. with
stereo.
Apple iPlay,
with Apple CarPlay, which works very well for me, because anything I need to do to control my entertainment system, I can just press the button, speak to it, and it does what I tell it most of the time. As I set off this evening, I just play me some Blondie, and I've just been listening to it and just played a beautiful selection of Blondie tunes. So, I found that voice recognition does work actually very well, and I'm surprised at how well it works in a fairly noisy car cabin, to be honest. I really felt spoken. But despite the fact that I've been adding forward and rear-looking cameras, and I've got my fancy Sony touchscreen system, and that's all working out nicely, my rear demister is still not working, and it hasn't worked for several years, and I'm now getting a little bit tired of that. And I figure if I'm getting all this high-tech stuff working, I should have a couple of the basics better sorted. I did have a go at it, but...
what's the problem?
I tried to fix it with a hammer. It didn't work.
That is always an emergency measure. If your back screen's misted up, just smash it with a hammer.
Yeah.
I've had a great idea.
Perfect clear view, there you go.
Great idea for a Christmas present for you, because Zog's car, Richard, it's sort of evolved. It's a 30-year-old car now. It's like Trigger's broom, isn't it? There are very few parts in your car with the bits that came out of Zuffenhausen.
No, that's not true at all. Okay. It's overwhelmingly original, but just with minimal unnecessary tinkering around the edges, and then...
but the point I'm trying to make is that you're moderning up your Porsche, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
You've got some good media stuff going on. I know you're going to have a solar panel on the back.
We actually have... I've actually added a bit of I've got a solar-powered trickle recharging system for the battery, because I found,
perfect rear window, isn't it?
It does run down a little bit. Yeah.
But my idea for your perfect Christmas present for next week... Do you remember dynamos on bikes?
Yes.
You used to hit the little button, they'd flick down on the wheel, and they'd slow you down because they were really a bit
draggy.
Really draggy.
It's like you're running over Bob Dylan.
Imagine something like that, right? Imagine sort of a rotating knurl thing that could sit on top of your rear wheel on your car. It's sort of an aftermarket hybrid.
I don't like this idea already, but carry on.
Well, what you have is one on one side, which is effectively a dynamo recharging. You have a battery.
A bit like the one that's in the front of the car that's been driven by the engine. Carry on.
You could use that one if you want. Yeah. And then on the other side, you have a motor attached to the other wheel. So under braking, you recover all that energy, and you get the extra. It's a home hybrid kit.
You see,
how about that?
Well, obviously, that's ridiculous. But there is something in that line of thinking.
Exactly.
Well, I wonder at what point anybody's going to offer some kind of aftermarket add-on hybrid kit for your car, where you replace your brake discs with, some kind of combined brake disc and motor generator unit or whatever. Somebody's going to do it at some point, surely.
I'm going to do it for Christmas 2018 and make $1 trillion.
And there are no safety implications whatsoever.
Where's Gareth? He's exploded. Happy Christmas, everyone.
Christmas with People in Motorsport. Number 2. Jolyon and Jonathan Palmer. In Snetterton.
Shut that door!
But I've only just come through it, Dad.
That's the trouble with you, Jolyon, always leaving the door open.
Oh, come on, Dad. I did my best with the equipment I had.
I wasn't a draft when Nico Hulkenberg came in.
What?
Nothing.
Cheer up, Dad. It's Christmas Day. I can't wait for Christmas dinner.
Well, you're in luck. Your mother's just brought the turkey to the table. Come on, family, sit down.
Dad, there's a more talented Spaniard sitting in my chair.
Yes, I'm afraid you've lost your seat again.
Oh.
Merry disappointment, my son.
But guys, come on, guys.
Sniff! Petrol! With Gareth Jones on speed!
As you know, Zog, Richard and I are absolute sticklers for tradition at Christmas. In no way that's true.
Brackets, no we're not.
Apart from one thing, which is that usually on the Christmas edition of Gareth Jones on Speed, we have a quiz created by our Uber listener, Dave Stebbings.
Uber listener?
Uber listener.
I thought it was Ultra listener.
Oh! No, he listens to cars now, driven by people who work for an app. Yeah. This year, Dave Stebbings has come up with a quiz called 6 Degrees of Facel Vega, based on the is it 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon?
6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon,
No,
film connections game.
Yeah.
Always won by Kevin Bacon's wife.
Ah, she knows
Strange
well.
that, isn't it?
Yes. However, the Facel Vega is not a car that the three of us are super confident that we can connect to. Is that right? Yeah. So we're going to play the game. We were going to take the suggestions of cars that Dave Stebbings has come up with, but we're going to play 6 Degrees of Ford Cortina. 6 Degrees of Ford Cortina! So, round one, this is how it works. The aim is to link a car, mark, model, person to the Ford Cortina, it says Facel Vega on this piece of paper, in 6 steps or fewer. Links can be anything from a motorsport association, common platform, shared designer, a technical partnership or a parent company, etc. Conferring will most likely be required, and the journey is more important than the destination. Multiple answers are available. OK, let's find out what the first car to connect to the Ford Cortina is. 1987 Jeep engines. 1987 Jeep engines. We have to find in less than 6 steps a way of connecting that to the Ford Cortina. We're going to work backwards or forwards?
It strikes me that Stebo has been really specific here.
Yeah.
1987.
You see, I think it's going to be.
engines.
Isn't it going to be easier to connect them to Facel Vega than it is to Ford Cortina?
Well, I think that's why he's been so specific.
That's what I think. Yeah, because the Facel Vega. One of the things I do know about the Facel Vega is that it had a big old American engine, or at least one of the versions was a V8 Chevy.
So we're playing Cortinas.
Yes, I know.
So if you can go to Jeep engines to Facel Vega to Cortina, you'll win all the points. That's it. Game over.
And this is where I have the problem, you see, because I'm having a hard time thinking of how I can go from 87 Jeep engine to Ford Cortina.
But hang on. Jeep engines, right, now.
Who owned them in 87?
Well, they were, I think, in the midst of the Renault thing.
Yeah.
Renault had bought AMC.
Yeah.
And Jeep came as part of that.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is, around that time, so the Jeep Cherokee came out in, I think, 83 or 84.
Yeah.
Now, that was an uncommonly small and unusual 4x4 by American standards, because it was both small and also it was a monocoque. Totally against the usual sort of Jeep and American design philosophy of that kind of car. Because it had Renault influence, they wanted it to be able to be sold in Europe, which didn't happen as it happened until belatedly sort of into the 90s. But I think in the 80s, 2 things happened. I think the Jeep might have got a Renault engine. I think it might have got a 4-cylinder engine. But I also think it got a GM engine, weirdly. But the mainstay of the Jeep, certainly the Cherokee and also I think the Wrangler, was that straight 6 4-litre, which was an AMC engine, which was the one that I had in my old Jeep Cherokee, and it was a stout old lugger of an engine. I don't know where that links to anything.
87.
Offered with both.
What year was Mork and Mindy made? That was like 70-something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
78. Because there's a Jeep in the titles of that. I'm wondering if there's a Cortina in the titles of a TV series.
No, but why has Stebbings put 87 in there? Why?
What was so special about the 1987 car? Was it probably the first one cleared for European emissions, perhaps?
I don't think certainly the Cherokee didn't go on sale in Europe until I think 1991, something like that.
Throttle body, did they have at that point? No, they got rid of that by then, hadn't they? It wasn't 16 valve, was it in 87? No.
They're pretty low tech, I think.
Yeah.
I tell you what they did put into the Jeep Cherokee was that there was a diesel for Europe, but it actually came from VM Motori, who also supplied engines to
Range Rover.
To the Range Rover, which in the 80s, that was probably the same engine, 2.5 litre VM Motori from Italy.
What was the name of that block? I think we may have something here. What was the name of that block?
Well, I was just going to go straight for Italian diesel engine from Italy. I think VM Motori were part of Fiat at some point.
Yes, I think
they were. Fiat have worked with Ford on the Ka, which was a Fiat 500, and Ford made the Cortina. And,
of course, the Iveco partnership between Fiat and Ford as well, which was a big one.
Yeah.
And let me think, there's got to be another Fiat-Ford crossover as well, isn't there? Although we really should be looking for an AMC Cortina crossovers, really, shouldn't we? Renault 87.
Well,
the engines. Should we surrender on the first one? We've beaten on the first one, or do we think we've done that?
Well, we've sort of done that.
something.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a bit shifty. Via Mercurio
bit of a stab
Italian,
at it.
so was Ghia. Ghia were bought by Ford and became their in-house posh
Round
brand.
one, I'd call that a draw.
I'm still thrown by 1987 Jeep engines. What are you up to, Stebbings?
So at the end of that round, Stebbings 1 on speed 1. Question 2. We now have to connect to the Ford Cortina in less than 6 stages. The well-known hippie designer Gordon Murray. Hippie designer. We can call him that. Okay.
I think I can do this one.
What was the first car he built?
Go on, I'm going to go...
Richard?
Right, Gordon Murray designed the McLaren F1.
Yeah.
One of the parameters for the McLaren F1 that Gordon Murray wanted was extremely pure steering. His benchmark for pure steering was the Lotus Elan. The Lotus Elan used Ford Cortina mechanical parts in its steering and brakes.
We call
Perfect.
it 3.
I
3
think
stages.
that's-
Ford, Lotus. Yep.
Good.
I just ran at that
Yeah,
one.
that's it.
Just ran. I didn't stop. I just ran. Have it, Stebbings.
Round 3 of 6 degrees of Ford Cortina is for us to connect it to the Lancia Stratos. The Lancia Stratos. Well, we could go Ford
Could
Fiat
this be
again.
how about a motorsports connection? The Lancia Stratos had success in rallying. The Cortina.
was more of a
the
touring
Escort
car.
was
Yes.
Cortina's touring cars, not rallying. Okay.
There was a London to Australia rally, wasn't there, in the 70s? But was that the Cortina that they sent out, or was it the Escort?
I think it was the Escort.
Yes.
I'm going to take another run at one.
Come on.
It's a bit crude. Hear me out on this.
Yeah.
Lancia Stratos was replaced as Lancia's competition car by the 037.
Yeah.
The road-going version of the 037
Yeah.
shared rear lights, I believe, with the Fiat X19. Another car unusually had a model name that started with an X, was the Ford Escort XR3i. The Ford Escort was, of course, the junior model to the Ford Cortina.
That will do.
It's a bit of a reach. But
It's a bit of a reach.
But I'll allow it.
I boxed myself in once I got to X19. I couldn't think of it.
It's a connection.
Unless we can do better.
Okay, and let's have a think if we can improve on that one. The Lancia Stratos had what was in effect a Ferrari engine, didn't it? It had a
Yes.
proper Ferrari engine.
Yes.
Now,
Oh.
Ferrari and Ford fought over ownership of Ferrari, didn't they, a long time ago? Also, wasn't there a Savage Cortina? What was that? Was it a non-Ford engine? Or who developed that in the Savage Cortina?
I don't know.
Thinking.
I think it might have been a Ford. They did something similar in South Africa, didn't they?
Yeah,
V8
yeah.
V8
Maybe it was an
down there.
American block, yeah, or even Australian, might have been. How about this? Neither of those two cars were available in 3-door hatchback or convertible, unless you count the Crayford one. There you go. I think we've comprehensively proved our point on 2 fronts there,
There we
yes? So, the next car we have to connect with the Ford Cortina in less than 6 steps is... Oh, it just says Rolls-Royce. No specific model, just connect Rolls-Royce to the Ford Cortina. Well, was the Cortina what was it? The car you always promised yourself? No, that was the Capri, wasn't it? What did they say about the Cortina? It's better than a Vauxhall. Did they say that? Did they say it's better than a Rover? They probably said that. I'm thinking that the Rolls-Royce is better than anything, you see. Where were the first Rolls-Royces built?
In Park Royal, I think, weren't they?
Oh, you might be right.
Or was that Mullen Park? Well, I forget now.
Sure.
Wasn't Manchester?
Rolls-Royce. Was it? I don't know. No, probably just Crewe. I don't know when Rolls-Royce fetched up in Crewe. Maybe it was Manchester. I don't know.
I don't know.
Ford had a factory in Manchester.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking of the Manchester connection. So undecided on that one.
Was there a Ford Cortina in the Long Good Friday?
Almost certainly.
Well, okay, there's a Rolls-Royce in the Long Good Friday, gets blown up very near the start. If there's a Cortina in the Long Good Friday, this
I'd be
very,
staggered if
very
there wasn't
weak,
a
very
Cortina in
weak
it.
connection, I think. But it's something. Best I can do right now.
We like that, Zog. We take that one. I think
Okay.
we've got 3 possible.
featured
there.
on
The only one I was
Friday.
going
Okay.
I had a very convoluted one.
Yep.
Many Rolls-Royces, particularly the 90s ones, the Silver Seraph. The design was overseen by a man called Graham Hull. He's written an excellent book about his life as a car designer. Quite interesting. And one of the revelations in this book is that for some design work on Rolls-Royces in the 80s and 90s, he hired the services of a man called Harris Mann. And Harris Mann,
yes.
of course, famously designed the Austin Allegro and the Triumph TL7 and the Austin Princess. However, Harris Mann's boss at BL during those times of the late 60s, early 70s was a guy called Roy Haynes. And Roy Haynes was poached by British Leyland from Ford, who designed the Cortina.
There you go.
Bingo.
We have comprehensively
It's a
connected
bit.
those
I
two.
like the Long Good Friday one because
yeah,
I bet there's a Cortina in that.
Oh, bound to.
In fact, I'm sure you know that. I think at the end of that film, aren't they driving through London? It's like almost as a tracking shot from another car.
It's a fantastic end because
Yeah.
a great bit of music kicks in, and the realisation on Bob Hoskins' face that he has just been abducted by a future James Bond who is definitely going to kill him.
Yes, but isn't it a Jag? But isn't the other car in my
Yeah, he
head?
gets
It's a
the
black
Jag.
Cortina now. I don't know why. It probably is.
The car that's following them.
Yeah,
We will never
feels
know.
like it would
Let's
be.
say it's a Cortina.
Okay. Next one. Caterham. Connect Caterham to Ford. Easy, I can do it.
Uses lots of Ford bits.
Lots of Ford bits.
Yeah.
Ford
Always
engines.
Depending
has.
on which model.
Yeah.
In fact, the Kent, I think the Kent block was
it's
probably the
half
first
Ford,
engine
at
in the
least.
Caterham, certainly in the Lotus 7, wasn't it? That was based on
was
the
originally,
Kent
yeah.
block, which was, Cortina
Well,
Mark
you know,
1.
Caterham's business is founded on Lotus work with Ford and
Yeah,
the Lotus
yeah.
Cortina, which was a Ford Cortina. So
There we go.
There we go.
Next one, connect the Ford Cortina to Michel Mouton. That's Michel Mouton, ladies and gentlemen, who I think from about 1980 drove an Audi Quattro in the World Rally Championship. Was it 80? I can't remember.
A bit after that. I
It
think.
was certainly
Yeah.
later than 80 because it was in the... Whenever they were racing the Quattros.
Yeah.
83
I
Lancia won
I
the
want to say
world
84.
title, but then I can't remember who the drivers' champion was because we've just done this. It's coming up in a future episode of the Grand Tour. Jeremy has covered the 83 World Rally Championship, a great battle between Lancia and Audi. Lancia, the underdogs, had a two-wheel drive car. But the funny thing is, once Lancia won the Constructors' Championship, they went, we're done. We're not going to the last two races. Walter Roll didn't care. He didn't want to be world champion. Couldn't give a fig. But Marco Alain, probably quite annoyed about that.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm running now. I'm going to take a run up at this. Right, so Michel Mouton drove for Audi in the Quattro, which revolutionised rallying with its four-wheel drive and led directly to Ford binning off its rear-wheel drive Escorts and its other plans to make a four-wheel drive car, which was the RS200, which used the cut-down doors from the Ford Sierra, which was a replacement for the Ford Cortina.
There you go.
That's impressive.
Nice. Next one. Comprehensive, Richard. Nice.
I think that's the smoothest one yet.
Okay, here's one. Please connect to the Ford Cortina the Vauxhall Frogster. Do you remember the Frogster? It was a concept from late 90s, early 2000s.
Vaguely.
It
Was
gave
it a
us
Roadster?
Yeah, it was like a pickup sort of version of the Tigra Roadster, wasn't it? Frogster.
Oh, okay.
Frog. Frog Eye Sprite had their Ford Cortina bits. I'm thinking of the Frog connection.
I don't remember what it looked like.
Any other Fords with amphibian qualities? Any other Fords could breathe through the skin? Any other Fords
There
could be
must
submersible?
have been some, at least, Ford amphibious conversions, at least.
Trying to think. Yeah, there's a picture of the Frogster in green that Richard has pulled up on the phone.
okay.
2001 Vauxhall or Opel Frogster. Yeah, it was a preview of the new Corsa.
Strange-looking little thing that was.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it appeared in Carnections when we used to play Carnections many years ago. Okay, 2001. What other frogs have we got? What other amphibians are there? Salamanders? Have there been a Ford Salamander? No. Has there been a Ford... What are the other amphibians apart from salamanders?
Newts, salamanders,
Toads and
frogs.
Toad.
I'm not sure there's actually a very good distinction between frogs and toads. I think it's a bit of an odd sort of...
I've got a link.
But anyway...
So, the Opel Frogster, named after a frog. I had a friend at school called Wesley Hayes, and his dad had a Ford Cortina, and it was once towed away.
Toad.
Good.
away.
I like it, yes.
Sorry, going now.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Sorry.
Okay, we must now connect to the Ford Cortina. According to Dave Stebbings, we have to connect Luca di Montezemolo. Who is actually called Luca Montezemolo. We're not supposed to call him Di Montezemolo. You refer to him, I believe, as you call him Di Montezemolo, but when you say his name, you say Luca Montezemolo, apparently.
Huh.
Yeah. A nuance of Italian.
I'm going to have to find out why after the show, but that's
That's curious, isn't it?
And this is the last one, by the way, I should say.
Okay.
This is the last one. Let's be really creative here.
Luca de Montezemolo, I'm sorry, Luca Montezemolo used to own a Ford Cortina.
Did he?
Yes.
You're making it up.
Yes,
but
I am.
So
I have no
convincingly.
idea.
Oh, but wait a minute, hang on. On that theme,
I've got one.
I'm pretty certain that Luca Montezemolo, in the high-flying and glamorous circles he moves within, including Italian fashion circles, has met Bono, and Bono used to have a Ford Cortina.
Did he?
Yes.
I didn't know
That's
that.
good. Okay, yeah.
Or...
They were probably both hanging out with the Pope at the same time. Oh, it's almost certainly
yes,
that.
they were. They were at the
Well,
Pope's
the
place.
Cortina is named
Did I see it at the Pope's
after
place? Yeah, of course.
a Swiss resort. Is it Italian Cortina?
Italian, yeah,
It is Italian.
And Luca Montezemolo is Italian.
Is Italian.
Yes, in fact, Luca Montezemolo, I think, owns 40%.
They're both named
Italy.
after Italians.
There you go.
Cortina being named after Cortina and Montezemolo being named after himself.
Comprehensive.
I once saw a great paparazzi photo of Luca di Montezemolo getting out of an original Fiat 500, just looking like the coolest man in the world, with a quite sort of statuesque, beautiful woman as well. It's just everything you'd expect from a guy who used to run Ferrari, you know. But I thought, well, so Luca Montezemolo, fan of the old Fiat 500, the new Fiat 500 was the basis of the Ford Cow, which is made by Ford, who also made the Ford Cortina.
David Stebbings, we applaud you politely and gently.
Christmas with People in Motorsport. Number 3. Lewis Hamilton and his family in Stevenage.
Dad, Lewis just landed in the road outside.
Jesus! Run out and tell him to pot around the back before the taxman sees him.
Happy holidays, everyone!
You're not American, son. You mean Merry Christmas, everybody.
Totally! Hey, what's up, little bro?
Don't call me that.
Hello, Lewis, love.
Oh, hi, Mom. It's great that you and Pop got back together for the sake of this sketch.
Another point of order there, son. It's not Mom, it's Mum. And it's not Pop, it's Dad.
Hey, I got everyone presents, Dad. For you, I bought suspenders and a fanny pack.
It's braces and a bum bag.
And for you, Nick, some totally rad sneakers.
It's a pair of trainers.
Lewis, would you like something to drink, love?
Sure, get me a bud, Mom.
All right, again, it's not sure, we say yes. It's not get me, we say please may I have. And it's not a bud. In England, we say disgusting watery beer.
There's your drink, love. And we got you some presents too.
Awesome.
All right, let's get this over and done with. OK, we've got you this official message from the Archbishop of Canterbury.
Hashtag bless.
This tube of toothpaste.
Hashtag cress.
These shavings from the outside of a lemon.
Hashtag zest.
This 1990s poster of Pamela Anderson.
Hashtag breast.
And this book about Harvey Weinstein.
Hashtag sex pest.
We hope you like them, love.
Totally radical.
You mean really nice?
For sure.
You mean yes?
Oh, Lance Stroll.
You mean shit?
So at this special time of the year, please remember to think of those less fortunate than ourselves.
Gareth Jones on speed.
As this is the Gareth Jones on Speed Works Christmas Do, we're going to play some more games. And mercifully, David Stebbings has provided yet another game for us, which is based vaguely on a popular former BBC Two television entertainment quiz. This game is called Never Mind the Buzzcars. And your host for Nevermind the Buzzcars is Violet Berlin. Round of applause, please.
Oh, I got an actual round of applause. I thought you were going to put that on later.
No,
you can add to it. You can
It's all
augment
live.
it later. Can I stand to Richard's right? Because otherwise you'll all be able to see my question paper.
Okay,
when I
off you
hold it
go.
up.
Go
Okay,
over there.
that's foiled
Richard,
my
welcome
plan,
to
never mind.
this side of the room.
So people listening in stereo in headphones will notice that I have moved to your left ear. Or
It depends which way
Should
they're
be
Right
right
ear,
ear.
right
Exactly.
ear?
But this is
Okay.
a good test. You see, if they hear you in their right ear, they've got their headphones on the right way around.
Excellent. Okay, so hello, right ear. And here is the quiz. Are you ready? Fingers on nothing because there are no buzzers. The first line from the pop song that you have to identify the car is they drive their shiny Datsuns and back to the phone company, the record store too.
I know this one. Buicks.
Correct. And
It's All I Want to Do by Sheryl Crow, isn't it?
excellent. I think
well
you've
done.
got full complement of points there. Next. The shake he drove his... He went a-cruising down the Ville.
Is it Rock the Casbah?
Yes!
Oh, I think it's... Is it Cadillac?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
2 for 2.
You haven't said who sang.
Oh, the Clash.
Thank you. I'm just being official here. So, number 3. Holding hands and skimming stones has an old gold and a place of my own.
Old Gold Ford. I'm thinking of something that's alliteratively... I've no idea what the song is. Holding hands and skimming stones.
Had an old gold and a place of my own.
No idea.
Okay, do you want a clue?
Okay, well, tell us the song then, maybe.
Okay,
we can...
the word is Chevy.
Oh, that's the other
That
bit.
was the other
Hang on. From there- I think I can divine
can
from
you
this
get
clue.
Okay.
Chevy?
Dog, yes!
Who can tell me the song?
Don't know.
It's Crocodile Rock by Elton John.
Really?
I've heard of it.
Actually, the meter sounds about right for the... I can see that we are.
You can't sing it. Stop singing it. Stop singing it. You're costing me money. You're not allowed.
Nah.
Shut up.
Okay, next. I got me a... It seeps about 20, so hurry up and bring
Oh,
your
I know
jukebox.
this
Is it a
money.
Tata Nano?
Nope.
Not the Tata Nano. See, it's about 20.
It's... I know this one.
Ah, this was played all through my university years.
It's Chrysler.
Yes, it is.
352's Love Shack.
Oh, of course.
Oh, well done. Don't sing it.
Don't sing it, even though you really want to sing it.
Don't sing it.
Okay, next. It's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed, slowing down to take a look at me.
This is from Game of Thrones, isn't it? It's a girl, my lord.
Flatbed
Yes, of
Ford?
course it's from Game of Thrones, my lord. It's Jon Snow's cart.
Flatbed Ford?
I think Zog might be more in the region. Yeah, it's Ford. Take it easy.
So is it in the region you mean right, just to be clear?
Incorrect.
Just check.
Got it, yeah.
And what's the song?
It's Take It Easy, the Eagles.
Is it?
Yeah.
I have heard of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
God, they went on.
Next. And it's my name that's on that. So go move your bags. Let me call you a cab.
It's my name that's on that Uber. I'll call you a cab. Yes, it's Uber, and the song is...
Uber by Will Smith.
Yes.
And the Fresh Prince jazzy
Good
things.
working together with you. It's my name that's on
I'll give you a
that-
clue about the singer. She is amazing.
Is it Björk?
Is that your opinion? Or
That's
is
my
this...
opinion.
Oh, okay.
That's not a very good clue.
I thought it was some kind of really...
She's like the best singer in the whole blooming world.
Amazing
Beyonce.
Grace Jones.
Yeah, Beyonce, yeah.
Okay, yeah, she is amazing. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I've heard of Beyonce.
Go on, give us the lyric one more time.
And it's my name that's on that. So go move your bags. Let me call you a cab.
It's not Benz, is it?
Benz
As
would be
in-
my guess.
yeah.
This is a rhyming couplet.
Oh.
Almost a half rhyming couplet. And it's my name that's on that. So go get your bags. Let me call you a cab.
Cadillac.
Close, keep trying.
Bags, what rhymes with bags? Cads,
I'm going to have to tell you.
You get...
Jag.
Jag.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Very good.
Beyonce name check Jag in a song. Wow.
That's really nice.
What was the song?
Irreplaceable.
Of course.
Okay, next. Sending out the message to all my friends. Will
Mercedes-Benz Pink. Let's get this party started.
Yes.
Wow.
Good record.
Yeah. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? My friends all drive.
Porsches. I must make amends.
And it's
Janis Joplin.
Janice, yes. The mighty Janice.
second to last one now. But my love is bigger than a Honda. It's bigger than a...
Acura. A da-da-da-da. My love is bigger than a Honda. It's bigger than a da-da-da-da.
BMW X5? No.
Subaru
Was it?
2?
No, I recken it was the Honda Crossroad, which was the Discovery badge. So that was the biggest Honda
Bigger,
probably
bigger
ever
than a
had.
badge engineered Honda.
Yeah.
No, they do those big vans in Japan,
This is a
don't
very
They do.
famous song
they? Go on, let's have
by
it one
a
more
very
time.
famous man.
I think we've entirely failed to spot yet.
But my love is bigger than a Honda. It's bigger than a...
Something.
Ba, ba, ba.
Ford Escort Estate. No.
VW campervan. Campervan?
This
Campervan
man,
Beethoven.
we all work for him. That's my clue. It's my
The
rubbish
man.
clue.
That just says the man.
Oh,
yeah.
what? The man.
That doesn't help at all.
Sinatra. It's Frank's world, we just live in it. Is that what you're alluding to?
Richard Branson?
Isn't he called the boss or something? I think
Oh,
he's called
Bruce Springsteen.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Jos the Springsteen Verstappen.
What songs did he write that were really super
Cadillac
famous?
Ranch.
Born in the USA.
Born to Run.
Cadillac DeVille. Coupe DeVille. Coupe DeVille. El Dorado.
The River.
No.
What?
I did it wrong. It's confused me.
What?
The song was called Pink Cadillac.
Pink Cadillac. Oh, I can't
That's
sing
Natalie
it.
Cole,
Okay.
isn't it? It's
Pink
Springsteen
no,
just-
Pink Cadillac was
I'm
Stray
going to bet
Cats.
that there's more than one song called Pink Cadillac.
But I'm really confused now because the song apparently was called Pink Cadillac. But I shouldn't have said it's bigger than a... because the car wasn't a pink Cadillac. It was a
And Isuzu. A Citroen.
a Subaru.
A Subaru. That was a very good Subaru.
Apparently.
Really?
Apparently.
Subaru get a mention in 2 songs. You get mentioned in a Blondie song,
Yeah.
of course, as well. Don't
Yeah.
sing it.
Not
don't.
gonna sing it.
Yeah.
But my
So
love
that's
is
weird. Was the
bigger-
boss being endorsed by Japanese car makers? at this
Rising,
point?
yes.
Weird.
Well, Honda became
my-
an American company in the 80s because they built more cars in America than they did in
My love
Japan.
was certainly comparable in quality to a Lexus, and that's very high quality indeed. You being paid off, Bruce? No.
And the final question. And you all know this one. So it's going to be interesting who gets
Well, we don't need to
car
answer
out
then. There we
first.
go. We just,
Yeah,
we
we
just
sort of
get
just
full
squat
points
them.
and that's it.
They make rude signs and curse you alive. Then nobody likes you.
Is it?
Ingrowing toenail.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Is it? Is it a Lotus Elan? Because if you drive one of those, nobody likes you, is it? Is it a...
Citroen de Chevaux, they're terribly alienating, aren't
Yeah,
they?
nobody likes them.
Yeah.
Is it...
Probably a bit. Oh, it's
Oh, it's going to be a German car, isn't it?
Audi.
I'm gonna
It's an
bet a
Audi,
big
isn't it? If
German
you've got an
car.
Audi TT.
Yeah, that's yeah. We'll go for Audi TT.
I think this is one that we're allowed to sing, probably, isn't it?
We are actually. True. We can play it. We can play our own version.
Yeah.
BMW X5.
Wherever you go, however you drive, if you've got an X5, nobody likes you. They make rude signs and curse you're alive. If you've got an X5, then nobody likes you.
And the reason, of course, that we could play that is that we wrote it. We can't play copyrighted music on this show, which is why we couldn't play any of the other lyrics. But Violet Berlin and David Stebbings, thank you both very much indeed. Can I ask you to raise your glasses, bottles, cups, syringes, or whatever it is you use to imbibe, and salute what was the...
Syringes?
Yeah, well...
Big diabetic audience.
I thought you were a heroin addict. I don't know. And Violet, you're going to have to clink your paper or something. Oh, your kazoo. Right, cheers all.
Cheers. Merry Christmas. Happy Festivus. Merry Christmas.
Thank you for listening to Series 13, not Season 13, of Gareth Jones on Speed. I always do this. I put you on the spot. I'm assuming that you're around for Series 14 of Gareth Jones on Speed in 2018.
Not much else on.
That's the way I like it. Zoggo?
It's approaching. I can't stop it.
With your leave, Violet, we will thank you very much indeed. And we'll see you for Series 14 of Gareth Jones on Speed. In the meantime, have a wonderful festive time. So from Violet Berlin, it's...
Merry Christmas!
From Richard Porter, it's...
Happy Festivus.
And from Zog, it's...
Happy Festivus.
Oh, it's 2 Festivuses to 1 Christmas.
Now, feats of strength.
You've been listening to Gareth Jones on Speed. I was Gareth, and we're going to leave you with a little Christmas wrapping. Merry Christmas.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand for the contenders for the Formula One World Championship 2018?
Vrolijk kerstfeest voor mij, Max Verstappen.
Ja, frohe Weihnachten from me, Sebastian Vettel, too.
Sí, Feliz Navidad from Nando. Ivayola from me, Valtteri Bottas. Yeah, guys, and a totally hip-hoppy Christmas from Lewis. on, Max. Tell me what you're gonna do for Christmas.
I'm not writing the agenda, that ain't gonna happen. Adapt or be lapped, it's me doing the lapping. Gonna make my mark and I won't be forgotten. I'm the Flying Dutchman, MC Verstappen. I don't want world peace for Christmas. When I wish upon a star, the gift I want is just the business. Put me in the fastest car. I put the pedal to the metal, and for second I won't settle. I'm always in the mix, in the middle, watch me meddle. I float like an ice cream, sting like a nettle. I put the bastard in Sebastian, you should call me metal. I don't want world peace for Christmas. When I wish upon a star, the gift I want is just the business. Put me in the fastest car.
Dear Santa, I have most of what I need. I'm a minimalist kind of guy. But can you help me please go quicker than Lewis? It's hard, I know, I've tried. But I would like a couple of tenths this year. Yours, DJ Valtteri Bottas. Yeah, that sounds cool. I don't want world peace for Christmas. When I wish upon a star, the gift I want is just the business. Put me in the fastest car.
I don't get the hardware, I chillax on a deck chair. I'm cooler than Lewis with slightly less facial hair. I'm so potent, I sneeze and girls are babies. Quick in a Ferrari, a Renault or Mercedes. Honda engineering was the work of Hades. Their reliability has been a little shady. The last 3 seasons have been full of ifs and maybes. Despite all that, I'm a hit with the ladies. When they said, we are getting Renault, I said Olay and signed that one so I can get my McLaren off the bloody back row. I can finally stick it to them and they got Toshiro. Honda power, made no sense. So your best bet for pace is to stick with me, Alonso. I don't want world peace for Christmas. When I wish upon a star, the gift I want is just the business. Put Alonso in the fastest car.
If you're looking for the greatest, it's me, Lewis, no joke. I'm the quickest off the line, watch all the others choke. I'm like a hip-hop center with a touch of Grenada. But I did write crappy poetry about Lady Diana. And if you're looking for a rapper, here's the greatest reason. I wrapped up the championship 2 whole races before the end of the season. Word. I don't want world peace for Christmas. When I wish upon a star, the gift I want is just the business. Put me in the fastest car.
I don't want world peace for Christmas. When I wish upon a star, the gift I want is just the business. Put me in the fastest car. Put me in the fastest car.
Send us an email, see pictures, get song lyrics, join our Facebook fan site, follow us on Twitter, or to find out about sponsorship opportunities, go to garethjones.tv. Gareth Jones on Speed is made in London by Whiz Bang.
Gareth Jones on Speed!